Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to an AP remake of a CM game. This is a best of one between Netolic.EU on the dire side of RoX.KIS on the Radiant. Winner moves on to your winner bracket finals of Group... Oh god, is it Group G? I think it's Group G. There's 8 groups, I can't keep them straight. Anyway, I'm LD, I'm joined here by Fear, and Fear, well, we're gonna see the lanes for now. It looks like dual lanes indeed.
Well, we'll see. Bane might just be roaming around trying to de-ward and then head back to that lane. We'll see where Bane ends up, but yeah, they may do dual lanes. I'd like to see dual lanes out of them. That'll allow Klinks to get much more farm, and I don't know if they can really play aggressive against this tri-lane anyway. It's very, very strong. Usually you don't see two teams go aggressive tri-lane versus a life stealer because the hero has all the tools needed to deal with most tri-lanes.
And the thing is with Lich, like normal in the past, you know, maybe you just deny the creeps and kind of get ahead in the tri-lane, but nowadays teams are so efficient with their stacking and their pulling that the denies might not even amount to a whole lot in tri-lane versus tri-lane, so we will see. On the side of Netolic, we have Supernova handling the Weaver, Flaxor on the Lich, Foff. Oh god, I have no idea. I'm just gonna call him Foff, playing the Mag. What an obnoxious name, sir. Pasha on the Bane. I feel like I'm getting trolled with that one. And Follow Bignum on the Klinks. And then on the Radiant side, Dread playing the Darkseer. Looks like 3 heroes mid. Invis up on Vanxor, the Shadow Demon. Solo going to be playing that Queen of Pain. And last but not least, we have Yol. Not YOLO, but Yol playing the Rubik. And they might go mid any second. And BZZ is perfect. Our Lifestealer. Then they're going to go in mid. Right now, the lift, if it's here. I don't know if this is going to be enough damage. He's dropping low, though. They're still diving. One more volley of auto attacks. It will be the first blood. Set up by the Invis rune on Vanxor to start. And now they're going to head bottom.
And it looks like Bane is going to head up top and help the Klinks out. So it is standard dual lanes. So, yep, just like I thought. Like when it's a Lich pick, usually it's dual lanes. And it's kind of proving my point here.
You're right. We believe you, old man. But up top, Bane trying to do some stacky pulling. Darkseer actually manually body blocked that pull. And well, the thing is, Bane Klinks can harass this Darkseer, but they can't really keep him out of the lane at the early levels, and he's already hitting level 2. We'll see if they can actually contest him too much.
Right. It's going to be a really easy lane for Darkseer because it is a dual lane. You usually need a really strong tri-lane to deal with a Darkseer, and we have a pause.
So, another pause. Man, we even started, like, right on time. Yesterday we had all kinds of delays. There was a bit of a fiasco with another tournament that was trying to have Fnatic.EU play, and Fnatic elected to stick with WePlay, and then DreamHack decided to disqualify them. Not really all WePlay's fault, to be fair. A lot of the issues just teams having pauses, technical issues, and I mean, not something where you really want to issue a team a forfeit for things like that. So, well, we'll see. Hopefully things are smoother today. But solo mid, with that early first blood, should have a big advantage. I think Boots and a bottle on the way. No, just bottle to start. And we'll see. Magnus still getting a decent amount of farm, considering.
He's got that Quap set, too.
I haven't even seen this one, actually.
I've seen it once. This is my second time, but a big thing to note, though, besides cool cosmetics, is gonna be Darkseer's getting way on top, but he's just fine. Is if they can't find this ward in the Radiant jungle that Lich is placed, that's gonna make this lane succeed. If like this one pool goes off and they waste that second sentry that's on Shadow Demon right now, and they don't find that ward, then bottom lane has a huge chance to succeed.
Yeah, I mean, I think, it looks like it's just below the magic bush spot, but it's still blocking this pull at least.
Yeah, it blocks that one, which they're gonna find a disrupt over here.
Going on Weaver, he still has Sakuchi, but he gets lifted up, he's under a sentry ward, he's running to the left, he will go down! Looks like he was out of range of that sentry in the end, but just barely in range at that.
Oh, it's interesting.
Not a whole lot Lich can do about that.
Yeah, it would have been huge if he dropped another sentry down there. And they would have had that block there. Let's see if he finds this. This is going to be pretty huge, honestly, because the good thing about, like you said, the Lich went out of style because, you know, people just stack and pull. And his deny becomes worthless, and they use the second sentry.
And, oh, they're going on the Weaver on again, and what can Lich really do? He ain't no Shadow Demon, can't disrupt him, just kind of watches helplessly. He's denying a few creeps, but, I mean, look at the support levels. When you give up 2 kills like that, Lich is the one who's not getting experience. Shadow Demon's 2, Rubik is 3. Things are going great for RoX.KIS already.
Yeah, that kind of nullifies the whole warding advantage they have if he's just going to give him free XP through deaths like that.
Well, we will have to wait and see. Mid lane, of course, not a great start for Netolic either, because well, they gave up a first blood there on the Magnus solo. Well, winning that lane pretty handily, 22-5 to the 7-1, the 8-1 of the Magnus. So mid lane heavily going their way. Darkseer did almost die top. He's not getting as much as what you sometimes see, but I mean, still, he's getting a decent amount out of the off lane, and KIS is having a good time. So it looks like pretty much all the eggs for the Netolic basket are going to be on this KIS come mid game.
Yeah, they were kind of favored going here with the early game lineup as well.
Meanwhile,
so this isn't too surprising.
Meanwhile, Lich getting cliffed. Actually, I thought you couldn't throw people up on the cliff, but I guess it's just this one up here.
Oh, he got thrown up. Oh, okay. The other one, too. You can't throw him on this one either.
And, well, he must have been thrown up there. I have no idea how else he got there otherwise.
Yeah, he threw him up this area. Apparently you can throw him up through there, but you can't throw him on, like, stuck spots anymore.
Well, he's on a cliff. He's sad. He will get away, though. And back to bottom lane. Boots up on our Lifestealer. Just, I mean, pretty much... He's farming better than the Weaver, I guess, which is the main thing. I mean, he's not getting a lot, but he's getting enough, and he's getting the levels.
Yeah, but right now, the farm game is going to Quap and KIS right now. They're both sitting at the top.
And I imagine we will see the Orchid rush for Follow Bignum. I can't really foresee anything else. Mid lane, big skewer away. The big man Mag going to escape for the moment, but under a lot of pressure. Solo actually has the ult now. I think he just got it off that last creep, but Mag's going to have to go heal. He's falling further and further behind in this lane.
He had a regen. He just popped it, so he's good.
Oh. I thought it's not Shadow Striked anymore, so he'll be pretty happy.
Yeah. The big thing to note as well is they're going to be pretty happy with keeping Lifestealer down because KIS with an Orchid is actually very, very, very good against a Lifestealer. He can kill him if he gets a buff up on him and silences him. Removes all of his defensive capabilities and becomes a pretty easy frag, honestly.
Then they don't have that many stuns. They have Disruption and the Rubik Lift and whatever he can steal, but not a whole lot of lockdown for that KIS. And I mean, sure, they've got some slows, they have Surge, but he could be fairly effective in these fights. Even here like Darkseer, he can burst him down. You can disable that Surge and look to pick him off. So I think if he has that early Orchid and RoX.KIS makes some positional errors, then, like you said, there's going to be opportunities for him to find kills in the mid-game.
KIS is one of those heroes that mid-game is his time to shine. When he gets that Orchid up, it's about how much damage he can do.
And, you know, it's good that you bring that up, because, I mean, we've seen it go every which way. You know, players who get the Orchid and then run around, die a couple times, maybe find, like, one kill. Players who just gank a little bit, farm a lot, but the fear of death is in the enemy team, and then, you know, ones that are just incredibly effective. So it really just depends on how the opponents react to it.
Right.
But it puts a lot of pressure on them, that's for damn sure. And those supports... Now Shadow Demon, what is going on with this cliff? He's actually gonna die. I think he was going for a little bit of a D-ward there and pays for it with his life. Didn't actually have a sentry, so yeah, I have no idea what he's doing.
I think he ran over there to find a disrupt, but found himself dead instead.
I'm like, there's no one to lift him on the cliff. How is everybody ended up on this cliff? Like, no, word to the wise, do not go here, because apparently if you go there, you die.
Some mud golems of death over there.
Yeah, those mud golems, man. fucking mud golems. So, despite the earlier death, Supernova actually doing an okay job here of harassing our Lifestealer. He does have a salve. We'll pop it now. After that last auto attack, salve comes out, wand is up. He's not actually farming that well. 26 and 9. I mean, 7 minutes in with the tri-lane there, really not that great. So the Lich paying off in terms of the farm at least, but he is already level 6.
Yeah,
top lane.
Find that ward.
Oh, top lane. Dread's in trouble. Sleep will be here momentarily, I think, or maybe just a brain sap to bring him down. Yep, that'll do it.
Wow, that wasn't easy.
And Oblivion Staff #1 up on Follow Bignum, so he's really getting good farm at this point.
Yeah, he's gonna have that 11-minute Orchid up, pretty standard for free farming at least.
And a smoke towards the bottom lane from RoX.KIS. I'm really curious to see how much work this KIS could do. Supernova gets disrupted, start, Soul Catcher will follow. They have some dust as well. He's not level 6. He gets lifted up mid-Sakuchi. He's still running. He will go down all the same. And then the chase onto the Lich. BZZ is perfect, says, let's man up. And Lich says, I ain't no man. I'm going down with the ship. And yikes. Not a very strong dual lane, it seems.
It would have been a much stronger if the Weaver didn't give up 2 kills early, so they're kind of just playing from behind here. They did the right thing, they warded it, they didn't find the ward because you need to use 3 sentries on top lane though.
Yep, sleep is there. Actually, Dark's here gonna steal the sleep. And then, well, it doesn't matter. Nothing that Queen of Pain can actually do. He doesn't have a point of vacuum yet, so he went for the 2 in Surge, which isn't that uncommon, but allows that TP escape. Now the dive on to follow Bignum, who thought he was safe. Maybe he's not. There's a wand, there's a scream and an ult, but they gotta find the opening for it. The ult is gonna whiff. Oh, big plays by follow Bignum. The dust will wear off. There is another scream. Can he juke this? He will. Wow, what a play.
Yeah, she tried the blind wave. Confident she had it, but nope, just a little short.
So I guess what you're saying is like just throwing it even if you don't actually see him, just expecting him to run basically that way.
Well, that's what he tried, but it didn't work.
Well, he waited a long time. I guess he really wanted to have actual vision, and then he got
I think
juked.
he didn't shoot it too early because he's afraid since Clinks has really high move speed, he could outrun it. Waited until he got into the, an area where he could hit it. I probably wouldn't have used it either until like in the area small, like the juke zone area, because he probably could have outran it with level 2 windwalk.
Well, no fear. Sometimes that's what you need. Bottom lane, pun intended, and bottom lane lifestealer. Just a little bit of. I want to say he's got infest. He'll be fine. So. Mid game has now approached. Solo went top. Didn't actually find a single kill there. Clinks as well as the Bane both escaping. The Orchid really coming soon. They want to do something about him. There will be a disruption on our Bane, who was trying to man up when he should be running for his life, and now thrown up in the air. Not a whole lot he could do. He will get zapped down. Actually does a lot of damage with that brain sap, but another successful gank by RoX.KIS. So these supports been pretty effective with their movement.
Yeah, they really have been
3 for 3.
finding a lot of kills. They found 2 on Weaver. Now they found 1 Magnus mid. They've got a kill in every lane now, and then they got some kills on top lane now.
And even got the kill on Lich. So I mean, have they not? Is there anyone they haven't killed? I guess just the Clinks.
Yeah, they haven't killed Clinks because Clinks has no deaths.
Yeah, follow Bignum. Probably not dying if he doesn't have any deaths.
And he's the big factor for their mid game as well. And he's approaching that. He's getting close to that Orchid. So a couple more minutes.
And we're not going to, like, Dread can't lane top once the Orchid is out without some sort of backup, or he's just going to die, so he won't be able to farm there. Solo's going to have to be worried mid. I guess it's like playing against a Nyx, except, well, he's a carry, the Clinks, instead of a support, but you're going to need those sentries in the lane, or just stick as 4-5, and they don't really have that great of, like, a 5-man pushing lineup. There's no mech in sight. They don't really have a whole lot of creeps to tank the tower. This is a lineup for RoX.KIS that seems like they more just want to be split pushing, and that's really where Clinks is going to shine.
Right, Darkseid's probably going to head for the mech, but he's not that close to it yet at all, so it's going to be a little way away unless he can pick up some kills.
And they've now rotated 3 top. They really want to kill Follow Bignum, but he's just not dying. And it looks like he's actually... Is the Orchid complete? No, he just needs the Robe of the Magi, so pretty much has it. If they don't kill him now, it is going to be that 11.5, 12-minute Orchid you predicted. And they're going to try and... Oh, we'll find him now. Disruption to start.
They do have the dust.
Oh, no. He's got 1,200 HP, though, but I think they can bring him down. He's low. He's running. He actually may live because of the Death Pact. Oh, boy. If that wasn't there, he would have died. But he lives again. Another failed gank. Now the Magnus has joined the fight. He's got RP. He's got Skewer. This could be a 2-3 hero RP. They get pile-driven back into the tower, and now RP'd under it. He's low, though. He will fall, but Bane just fighting his way through this. I imagine we'll see Clinks TPing back top in a moment. He buys the TP. He wants to come hunt some kills here. Actually, not going to go for it yet. Still at the base. Still healing up, it looks like. Well, I thought they would get more than that, but Mag did not have time to throw out another shockwave. Actually, didn't have Mana either, I think.
I think the only reason they didn't get more than that is because Lich nor Weaver had a TP scroll. If either of them had a TP scroll, they would have probably had 2 more kills there, so...
Our poor Lich is level 4 at 12 minutes in. The support, every other support, 6 or higher.
Yeah, because they're finding kills. That's huge for experience, whereas Lich is just finding some dual lane experience here and there.
And the thing, sort of I guess to follow up on the conversation we had earlier is Lich can deny the creeps, but if they're pulling, then he may not get a whole lot of experience himself because, well, you could deny 1 creep, but if they're denying 3 or 4 from the wave, then the wave isn't going to push to your tower all that often. And he was also constantly running back to make sure he denied a creep as soon as possible, which meant he missed a few extras, and now he finds himself, despite only the 1 death, just really underleveled.
Right. And they're gonna look for some kills now, being aggressive.
Oh.
Oh, the grip sound and everything went off, but he's still... Oh! They're not going to be able to get him, probably.
They actually blow the dust. He could just time-lapse out of this, but he's running for now. They might, however, be able to get our Bane, who doesn't pop the Fiend script. Probably wouldn't have mattered. Yeah, 5 heroes here. He was just flat out dead, and Lich wanders in for a casual death of his own.
And that's really huge in the early game. Like, when you see RoX.KIS move around with their supports, they're getting, like, kills on the enemy team, but now you see the 2 supports moving around for Netolic, and they're just finding death everywhere they go. And that's going to be a big problem for them in this early game.
I mean, as you pointed out, having that slow start really hurt their laning stage, but this kind of shows one of the issues with Lich is he's not really a good roaming support. Sure, you could drop a big Chain Frost at a tower, but for the most part, he's about the laning advantage and then potentially the teamfight contribution. Frost Armor is nice, but I mean, you can move with Shadow Demon and Rubik in a way that you just can't do with a Lich.
Yeah, Lich is more of a reacting kind of hero. That's why he needs his TP scroll for that top lane. That hero just reacts and then punishes lanes. He doesn't really roam at all. He's just, you know, a reactionary hero. That's just what he does. So if he doesn't, he wanted boots. That's why he didn't buy the TP scroll earlier. And he's just gonna probably sit and wait for the boots to get here. The ticks, the gold ticks, that is.
That's like when you know that's like the worst feeling as a Dota player when you're so poor that you're just like gonna sit and wait at the tower until you can buy your damn boots. But he has
the good
them
news is Orchids is up and Clinks is the man to watch to bring them back into this game.
Yeah, he's going to Death Pact to creep. That's the one annoying thing I feel about playing Clinks is Death Pact. It feels like it's always about to run out, but he will Death Pact this one and then go back in.
Yeah, you just have to have good timing with it. And they're gonna go for a dive here.
Oh, RP catches 2. He'll skewer them back into the tower. Lifestealer's already here. Diving. Are we gonna see a Fiend script? No Fiend script. Again, another fight where he just couldn't find the opening for it. No Chain Frost either. They pick up 2 off the bat. Now Clinks going to work. Kills 1. Can he kill any more? Supernova's joined the fight as well. And the buyback for the Shadow Demon. They're a little bit worried about how this fight might turn out. Meanwhile, BZZ is perfect on the run. And Darkseer just finding all the kills on the squishies. That Lifestealer. Oh, the last auto attack was on the bug, not the hero. Now Supernova trying to run away. Armlet toggling for all he's worth. This BZZ is perfect. Follow Bignum will go down 14-5. 3 deaths. If they had a Chain Frost there, boy, that fight would have been different.
Yeah, it really would have. He's so close to level 6 as well. If Clinks also, he thought he could get the Lifestealer, but there's some good armlet toggling. In the end, he couldn't get him.
Yeah, it's really hard to burst him down if Strafe's off cooldown, because you attack so freaking slowly, and especially with, I mean, Orchid helps, but even so, he doesn't have power treads and, well, just didn't have the attack speed in the end to get the damage out in between those armlet toggles. Now the dive onto Pasha. Auto attacks flying forth. He's not going to be able to... Actually, I guess he used the Fiend script last fight, but just immediately got canceled by the vacuum and died. And, oh, well, I didn't even see it get used. That's how quickly it got canceled, and now he's dead again.
Yeah, I didn't see it either. And he didn't have Strafe on, I mean, Death Pact when he tried attempting to get that Lifestealer last fight as well. So it was just tickling him. Too easy to armlet toggle that.
Yeah, I mean, it's what we had literally just mentioned, is it does wear off fairly quickly, and he had it at the start of a fight. That's when he just chewed through the Shadow Demon, but...
And the Quap. He actually used his Orchid on the Quap in that fight and brought her down first, and then went for the Shadow Demon directly after.
Yeah, then the Strafe wears off. Well, I mean, often when you see the Clinks pick, it's not the only carry on the team. They have a Weaver, they have another hero who should be able to do decent damage in the fights, but he is feeling very squishy right now with... I mean, 700 HP, 17 minutes in, that's basically food if he ever gets caught.
Yeah, he went for the Medallion build, so he's gonna go for more of like a supportive kind of build. It'll be interesting to see what he gets now. He went Aquila, Medallion, and Tranquil Boots, which is all just early game items. So he's trying to get a lot of work done in the early game. I guess their whole lineup is meant to get a lot of work done in the early game. They need to start getting to work.
The boss is calling. Where are you? You're supposed to be here an hour ago, guys. Don't want to have to fire you. But, well, Clake's getting close to that BKB. He picks up the Ogre Club. As far as Vision goes, they actually have some decent opportunities to find kills. Yol sitting on time-lapse, so maybe not the easy... Well, he'll be silent, so it won't matter. Silence to start. Down. 3 auto attacks, 4, and down he'll go. He was already dead to the soul burn.
What's interesting is Clinks' skill build. I don't see this too often. Well, it looks like they're going to actually try and fight here. Purge on the...
There is an RP, but they're just going to throw Pasha to the wolves.
Yeah.
There is a mech up on Darkseer as well, and that makes it a pretty hard fight.
What I was talking about before, he just actually put another point in Skeleton Walk, but he won 2 points in Skeleton Walk and 3 in the Strafe, which is kind of unusual because usually you get that wind walk or skeleton walk maxed up and you just run around the map so quickly, picking people out of position, which is a lot harder to do when he only had 2 points in it, but he's going back into it now.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, Strafe's pretty decent at level 1 as well. Obviously, it scales well, but 1 point Strafe, I feel, gives you a lot more than 1 or 2 points in Skeleton Walk. And
Right. I played Clinks quite a bit, even for my team, and I've found just getting 1 point in Strafe early, usually around level 8 is when I get it, is sufficient.
And, well, he's going back for now, like you said, but... I mean, with Clinks, it's really that window, right? You get the Orchid, and you just immediately want to start finding kills, creating pressure, and basically shrinking the enemy's, like, the enemy team's sphere of influence, where they feel safe to move around. But if I'm RoX.KIS, I feel fairly safe. I have all my Tiers 1 towers up right now. Even the top one's been fine. It hasn't been scratched, actually, because they had a Darkseer laning there, and... I mean, they're farming... They're a little bit defensive right now, grouped up mid, but they're starting to get their core items. Queen of Pain's building an Orchid of her own. They have the mech, they have the Armlet... Wow, Armlet Deso on their Lifestealer, and they're just not... They're just gonna 5-man, and this is not where Clink shines.
Yeah, and especially when right now they have the gem. The Shadow Demon actually bought a gem for Quap to hold, so they're just gonna run around in 5-man like you said. If they don't get this gem back, Clink's effectiveness is going to be cut in half.
And yeah, I mean, the gem is... Not only is it not going to be safe for him, but he's not going to vision to find anyone. They're going in on Pasha right now. 4 hits and he'll go down. Lifestealer got a really late death notification for that. I guess my computer doesn't like Lux... Or is it Stockholm? Not even sure where we are anymore, but...
I don't even know. I think we stayed on Austria.
Somewhere in the deep caverns of Europe. So
Yeah,
they get the Tier 2. Clinks trades for about a third of the HP on the Tier 1 top. I hesitate to look at the gold graph, but I will do it. I'll take the plunge. It's not a pretty sight. 10k gold lead, as well as a 4k experience lead, which actually isn't that bad, but Netolic's heroes need a lot of farm in the mid game. Weaver does not scale that well naturally, really needs big items to have an impact, and I mean, Clinks, he needs a lot more as well.
Weaver's not going for big items. He's going for an Ogre Club now, which makes me think it's going to be a BKB, and they found an illusion.
Well, they silenced the crap out of that illusion.
Right, but like the problem right now is Weaver is going for a BKB, which I mean, seeing that Quap has an Orchids, it's an okay thing to do, but so much physical damage coming out from this Lifestealer, considering he went straight for a Desolator. He's just gonna get melted still. Oh, the Quap might see this. Oh, it's just out of vision. She went to go to the secret shop, and she would have saw that clean.
Actually, a wild Lifestealer appears in the middle of the team. Can they focus him down is the question. There's no damage at all. The wall gets dropped. BZZ is perfect. Just calmly walks up, scratches the Bane once, and he just collapses. Wow, they really don't have damage.
Yeah, Clinks didn't have a buff up or strafe, so because he used both of them on the illusion, I think.
Yeah, I know he used the Orchid earlier. It might have cooled down, but...
The Orchid was up for sure, but he didn't have strafe there, and he didn't have death back.
Bottom lane, Supernova. Oh, barely gonna live.
Oh. Yeah. Time lapse back in. I was like, what? Oh. He got all his HP back, it's fine. The gem, where did the gem go?
Gave it back to the Lifestealer, it looks like.
Oh, Lifestealer has.
Oh, Supernova! Oh. What are you doing, man? Man's up! He's gonna die here! Really underestimating Solo's damage, and that Orchid actually has a very short cooldown, so he pays for it.
Yeah, this is quickly turning into a disaster for Netolic right now.
Well, the good news for Netolic is if they lose this game, they're not out of the tournament yet, but they will have to win 2 in a row to advance, 2 best-of-1s. The other match coming up...
Solo down on bottom lane.
Uh-oh.
She blinked back in. She pulled the Weaver. Did the same thing the Weaver just did. Was safe, and then went back in to die.
I think these teams have some money on each other. I'm not sure right now, Fear. Something is fishy in the state of Denmark.
I mean, that one was a little less questionable than the Weaver did. She thought that the Clinks was running the other way, but the Clinks just stayed still and blinked right back into it. I don't know, it's just funny to watch. But Roshan's going down in any case.
I only caught the tail end of it, but it sounds pretty amusing at that. They finally have their blink on Magnus, but it's so late. 23 minutes in, I mean... that has to be one of the latest blink daggers in a solo mid Magnus I've ever seen, and I guess it's just a credit to RoX.KIS really shutting him down in the early game.
Yeah, I mean, he had a crappy lane. Magnus does not do well versus Queen of Pain, and he got first blooded. So when Quap has that good of a start on Magnus, you're not going to be getting much in the lane. And since then, he's died, an additional 3 times without picking up a single frag.
And to sort of go back to what we were talking about earlier, you mentioned, which is a great point, that they have plenty of ways to lock down the Lifestealer with the Bane ultimate, the Maggle, but the issue is they don't actually have the damage. They were really reliant on Clinks and Weaver having a decent start and having more items at this point in the game, or at least the Lifestealer having less, so they could actually bring him down. And now they have to do it twice, because he's got Aegis of the Immortals, so I don't know how you kill this guy twice. It has to be like the perfect engagement to bring him down.
Yeah, it really does. It has to become down to a really, really, really good RP, honestly. That's the only thing.
And best case scenario, mid lane. We see a tower deny top. Meanwhile, mid lane, Weaver on the run. You were
top lane, RP'd the Darkseer.
So much action simultaneously. Follow Bignum pops his BKB. He's not able to windwalk right now, though. He'll go down to the auto attack. Oh, that's a sad Clinks.
Solo canceled ult like 3 times, and it's like, yeah, screw this, I can just auto attack him.
So in the space of like 2 seconds there, the top tower actually gets denied. The Mag RPs, kills off the Darkseer. The Queen of Pain comes in, kills off the Clinks, which I would say I'm pretty happy with that trade from RoX.KIS.
Yeah, definitely, because at this point, like, that tower, like, I don't know, they're happy no matter what happens for a little while. Like, they have to lose like 3 team fights consecutively before they start feeling any pressure.
Pretty much
so far ahead in farm right now.
It's like a starving child. I mean, they just need whatever nourishment they can get right now in the Netolic, and they're not finding it. Blink in mid lane. There's your silence on Mag. Lifestealer was infested, but actually just decided to farm some creeps after popping out.
Lifestealer has a... is he gonna go the Taunt Rapier? Or is he gonna go for the Abyssal Blade? Probably the Abyssal Blade. But usually, like, mathematically, going for the Sacred Relic first is just stupid. But
especially when you have the attack speed of a Lifestealer. I mean,
yeah.
I guess the one nice thing is if you die, well, you don't lose the gold and you can make sure you have it. But he's got an Aegis, so even that. Hey, he's rich. He wants the bling bling. He's got it.
He does. He's wearing the chain, the gold chain.
And now RoX.KIS just doing some additional economic damage, farming the enemy jungle, basically starving out Netolic. And it feels like the Weaver Clinks can leave the base, but that's it at best. And even then, they have to be worried about that Orchid. At least the Weaver does. The BKB up on Follow Bignum, but still no real damage. He's now going back for Blades of Attack. I guess the Crystallis will be the choice for him. Just anything to maximize his DPS in that first strafe.
Yeah, crit's the best damage item you can get on Clinks, because once he gets that Death Pact buff, his natural damage is really high, so crit pays off. And they're going for smoke here.
Yeah, they're smoked. Can they find the opening? Can they find the right hero is the question. If they do, can they kill anyone? It's going to be tough. Darkseer is very tanky. There's a Shadow Demon to disrupt whoever you initiate upon. They're actually just going to wait this one out, try to fight from the base, which I think is a wise decision given their massive item disadvantage. 15k gold behind. Here comes the engagement.
And if Bane can position himself a little better in these fights, usually you just see him dying, like, sitting at a tower, just instantly dead. But if he can sit in the back and get these enfeebles off, and get the grip off, that's what they really, really need. He can't be in the front anymore, just dying to nothing.
They do have Chain Frost for whatever it's worth. Granted, only level 1. Lifestealer forced to infest a creep. That Aegis of the Immortal still has about 2 minutes left, so should be fine for us this push. But bottom lane, the 2 carries for Netolic may force a TP reaction here. BZZ is perfect. Turns off his armlet for the moment.
I think they should. I think they should go and pressure that tower right now. They have the double damage, but they're confused. Yeah, they're running in circles.
I mean, if you're not going to go in, you should sit closer to the tower so you can get there right away. But, oh, we're going now. Top tower. Dropping quickly. He's just going to blow the Aegis, not even turning the armlet on. Making it a bit easy. They have breached high ground bottom lane. They're bringing it down quickly. It's developing into a bit of a base race here. And it seems Netolic are winning this race. The TP should be coming back right now. Vacuuming, wall deployed. Doesn't do a whole lot. They need more help. Queen of Pain has arrived. Supernova, I think, is going to be able to live through this. No, just goes down to the soul burn. But they got a tier 3 and half of the melee Rex's health for the death of their Weaver, and they saved their own Rex. Dare I say it, I think that's the best trade Netolic has got in this game.
Yeah, it really was. But the one thing, they should have just went, they ran around in circles just contemplating one thing you'll see between like, teams that are just kind of getting their stuff together and teams that are just like so experienced is you don't hesitate. If they didn't hesitate there, they probably would have got that racks down because that was like a good 10, 15 seconds where they just stood there contemplating what to do there.
I mean, because the thing for RoX.KIS is, if they want to go, they have to make sure they're far enough away that Mag and Bane can't cancel their TPs, which takes a little bit of time. We're going to go on the Lich. That's easy. 2 hits. And he's got his Abyssal now. Well, almost.
He's really close. He's going to have it after like a wave of farm in mid.
Meanwhile, mid lane, something I think we probably could have seen earlier, but some backdoing from our Clinks. Just trying
He's doing everything he can do to try and get them back in this game.
It's
one thing on bottom fight as well that I noticed that Clinks had his Orchid up. If he would have just used it right away on the Darkseer before he got vacuum wall off, they could have had more time to hit on the racks as well. And they kind of got his Darkseer, his Weaver buddy killed as well, since it wasn't there on either Quap or the Darkseer.
I mean, like you said, just basically showing a little bit of inexperience as a team.
Yeah.
I mean, still, they could look to backdoor this at some point. The Rex is now exposed, so it's something RoX.KIS are going to have to be wary of, and they do have a Hex on Dread, so and the Abyssal and Lifesteal, so I suppose now backdoor will be a lot more dangerous, but maybe the openings will be there. There's no TP on the Queen of Pain. Actually, who has a TP? Well, just 2 heroes who don't. The Rubik, as well as the Queen of Pain, Yol, and Solo, and Clinks is lurking bottom. They may be thinking about a backdoor attempt. Not sure what he's up to. He's just sitting here for the moment.
I'm surprised Queen of Pain went for that BKB as well, actually. Instead of a Hex for the lockdown. Because like BKB is not that great versus Dire's lineup, in all honesty. It does a few abilities, sure. Could have got a Ghost Scepter to deal with Clinks instead of BKB. But it looks like someone's going to go down on mid.
Oh, they've got that gem. Clinks doesn't realize that there's a Lifestealer inside of this Queen of Pain. Oh man.
Ouch.
So he spent like 2 minutes lurking bottom, then gets caught out by the gem Queen of Pain and goes down. And I'm surprised she actually even bothered with her BKB there. Lifestealer pretty much could have solo killed that Queen of Pain, but hey, they get the easy kill.
Yeah, Abyssal Blade completed. That's a very sad Clinks.
Or I think I meant Clinks there, not Queen of Pain. But yeah, you guys get the idea. Either way, they're pushing bottom. And still haven't breached the base. I mean, without Clinks, not going to be possible for Netolic to defend.
Oh, again.
And the Bane. The Bane.
Seems to be his trademark through this game. Farming at a tower and just Lifestealer just destroying him.
So Hotbid from Team Liquid always asks people, what's your move, like, to pick up girls? Apparently this Bane's move is, like, awkwardly kind of lurking nearby and then just getting bounced upon.
Yeah, like, they really need this Bane to be alive because he hasn't Feeble Max. That is huge. If he puts that on the only damage hero on the Radiant team, he's going to be doing half his damage, basically. Well, not even, because he has so much damage now, but he's going to take a considerable loss in damage.
I mean, something they would love to do. Bottom lane, Solo gets disrupted. They may just blow the RP here. No, not even doing it. Just gets purged, running away. Bane comes in, head full of steam, wants to go. And on the back lines, it's just Clinks fighting illusions. A bit of, it seems, team miscommunication. I guess he's trying to protect Rax, perhaps. Vanscore, the lone casualty. They will lose their Shadow Demon, but good support play. Throws his life away, saves his Queen of Pain in the end.
Yep.
And I guess right now it's a little bit of desperation time for Netolic. They got to make something happen soon.
Roche is up in, it seems like 1 minute now, so.
And I suppose that's why he didn't blow
30
RP.
seconds. I don't even know how that timer works, honestly. Yeah, it should be a minute, actually.
I just go by like how close it is to being a full circle. I don't think the numbers actually, whatever these characters are, I don't think they mean anything. Or if they do, I don't know what they mean. So I just pretend they don't exist.
I'm like, oh, what is this? The 7B and a dead Weaver.
Yeah, a lot of 7s in this calendar for some reason. It's like always 7 o'clock in Roshan land. Mid lane, nice Ghost Scepter pickup from Shadow Demon. A great item to have versus Clinks, but there's a mag here. Looks like he will fall, but the backup is coming in. Oh no, Follow Bignum gets open wounds, but the gem is not here. Queen of Pain only now arriving to the fight. They get the kill. They get out. They did trade their Weaver earlier, but at least finding something. Netolic really going to have to resort to that guerrilla warfare as Roche is about to be up, and it's going to be hard to take a fight in the pit.
Oh, they found an illusion. Nice illusion bait there. And then he used the illusion to bait it out and then got the backdoor in mid. So this Clink is actually trying to do all that he can. He's doing a pretty good job of finding a little bit of farm for his team and space. but they're just so far behind. They just need more. They're gonna need an RP at some point in this game to hit on 3 or 4 heroes.
Yeah, how much can a little bone man really do when he's up against this gigantic big bad ghoul with his Basher, his Abyssal Blade, his Desolator? Aegis will fall. Supernova wisely gonna back off. Does not want to be fighting in the pit. And I think if you're RoX.KIS, heal up if you need to, and then just go for 2 lanes of Rex.
If this somehow manages to go super late game, though, they should be doing alright. As you can see, Weaver's picking up some farm. Like, he's got another 2,000 on top of that BKB now. So he needs to start getting some damage items. I don't want to see him go something like Manta's not horrible, but I'd like to see him get like a big damage item. Pick up an MKB or a crit or something. Get some damage. Feel like you're an actual threat. Something that can actually kill this Next,
no,
I don't know.
No Desolator? I know you've built that a lot in Weaver and Dota 2, because it actually works with Geminate attack, right?
Desolator AC is one of my favorite builds on Weaver against the Lifestealer, because Lifestealer has problems against negative armor.
He's actually only got 11 armor, which 34 minutes in is really not that much for a Lifestealer at all.
But usually when I play Weaver, I play it as the more farm-dependent or farm-oriented role. Since I'm allowed more farm on the team compared to this guy who has like an off-lane, dual lane, so it's not bad. I mean, he needs to get something. He's going for the crit, actually. I like that choice.
Yeah, it's easy to build. It gives you pretty cost-effective damage. You get a couple extra auto attacks off with your Geminate, so maybe you'll get those crits. And well, we'll just actually, does it work on the second auto attack? I can't remember.
It's not supposed to. I know Bobo told me it did, but I've tested it. I've never seen it proc on the second hit. It's not supposed to as well.
Yeah, I know in Dota 1 it didn't, but I haven't seen it in Dota 2.
It even says in like the text animation, such as critical strike, it overrides it.
Yeah. So in theory, it probably doesn't. Well, here we go. They're smoked up in the base. There's 2 hexes up right now. There's just the Darkseer hex. Now working on the tower, dropping quickly to BZZ is perfect. They'll burn it down, and well, they didn't really contest the tower. They got to defend this Rex. There's your silence on Supernova. BKB will be popped. He's going to look to turn around. Has to be careful not to get Abyssal, though. That BKB is going to wear off soon. And, well, no BKB for Weaver in this fight.
Yeah. That was good work. Maybe they're just trying to bait that out, but he was also afraid he was going to get hexed, or I'm not sure, but they're not going to have BKB, and that's going to be huge for Weaver because he's so easy to kill without it.
Here comes our Infest bomb.
Yeah, they're going to do it now.
This Lifestealer is going to have a party. He's got his vehicle. It comes in the form of a Queen of Pain with a broken cape. Supernova. 3 hits. Down he goes. They back you back in the Magnus. But the nice feed script. Finally, it's there. The RP stolen by the Rubik. There was actually a refresher out there. I want to say no. Never mind. Never mind that. But RP dropped in the middle of the fight. I could have sworn I saw a refresher animation, but I guess it was the Ghost Scepter. And in the end, they get the kills. 4 dead.
Definitely no refresher there.
I saw some weird like green cloud around the Rubik. I swear to God.
Yeah, they used they used grip on the Lifestealer, then they used RP on the Lifestealer directly after, just to stop his damage.
What, 6 seconds? So 5 seconds? I mean, a little bit early, I think, but the game was decided long before that.
Rubik was a really great pick here. If this game was a little closer, he could have got off some 6 steals. You know, stealing grip is the easiest thing to do. Stealing RP is a little harder, but still, if you're really fast, you can do it. So there's a lot of good spells he could steal in team fights.
Yeah, I really just like the movement of the supports in this game. I felt like that was the big thing for RoX.KIS. We talked about it earlier, Fear. They killed mid, they killed the Lich, they killed the Weaver. The only hero they didn't get in the laning stage was the Clinks, but they put pressure on his lane. They delayed his Orchid, and then from there, pretty much rolled the victory.
Yeah, really well played by RoX.KIS. They actually showed some really great movement and teamwork this game.
All right, well, of course, Fear, thanks for joining me. We have more games coming up. I'm not sure what your schedule's like, but if you want to cast more, you're welcome to stay around.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, guys, stay tuned. This was a best out of 1, so the winner, of course, RoX.KIS, moves on into the upper bracket finals. If they win that next match, which will be against the winner of Dignitas versus 3D Max, they take first place. As for Netolic.EU, they drop down to the lower bracket. So we have this GSL-style group stage format. Basically, winner bracket champion is first place, loser bracket champion is second, and everybody else gets eliminated. Dignitas versus 3D Max, our next best of 1 coming up right after this. If you enjoy our casting, be sure to follow us for Fear. It's twitter.com/FearDota. As for me, twitter.com/LDDota. We'll be back in just a few.